particularly effective. Could be an opportunity now for Arsenal, but Alisson Becker will gather once more. Took a chance there, did Alisson Becker, the Brazilian. Just trying to fizz the ball out. Quite come off though. Liverpool will build from the back once more. Ryan Gravenberch goes right hand side to Konate. All this being played deep inside the Liverpool half. And it is now Ryan Gravenberch to collect. And Florian Wirtz round the corner. And Conor Bradley then tries to find Florian Wirtz again and does. Alexis McAllister knows everything's left hand side. Alexis McAllister sweeps it out looking for Kerkez. Kerkez keeps it alive too. Kerkez pokes it forwards. And it will be a Liverpool throw on the left hand side. And it is gathered now by Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk to Dominic Szoboszlai. Dominic Szoboszlai to Alexis McAllister. Neatly done now for Milos Kerkez. Milos Kerkez has got one or two options inside, one of which is Florian Wirtz, but he's just put the ball beyond Florian Wirtz. And the ball is now out of play for a throw-in for Arsenal on the right-hand side. So it is Timber who will take the throw-in on the right flank. Timber to take the throw for Arsenal. He goes back infield now looking for Saliba, and Declan Rice is tucked in just between the two centre-backs, and Declan Rice now will bring the ball away. Declan Rice goes right-hand side now looking for Saliba, and Saliba just approaching the halfway line, rolls his studs over the ball and feeds it to Declan Rice once more. Declan Rice to Saliba right on the halfway line for Arsenal. Declan Rice looks to go long, but it's too long, and Alisson Becker will gather. Liverpool will build the ball out from the back. And Alisson Becker taking his time over the rollout, underarm rollout to Konate right hand side. Back to Alisson Becker around about the penalty spot for Liverpool. And Alisson goes to Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk at walking pace on the left hand side. Milos Kerkez not sure he wanted it there, Milos Kerkez, and Saka closes him down. And it will be a throw for Liverpool on the left hand side in their left back slot, which Kerkez will take. Milos Kerkez just slowing the pace of things down now on the left hand side. 8 minutes played, Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0 as a score. Alexis McAllister got a touch on it, not much more. Might ball now for Gyökeres. Konate is there. Chance for Conor Bradley to nudge it away. Comes back to Gyökeres. And Gravenberch gets a touch on it, and Arsenal just retrieve possession. It is Gabriel. Gabriel does gather to the left of centre, and Gabriel has the ball now for Arsenal once more. And here is Ødegaard, and Ødegaard just tried to slip infield. Ødegaard, and he feeds it to the right, to the left hand side I should say, and Gabriel. Here comes Leandro Trossard. Leandro Trossard shifting this way and that. Leandro Trossard feeding it infield now towards Zubimendi. Zubimendi to Ødegaard. Ødegaard scoops it right hand side for Saka. Here is Saka with the step overs. And Saka now eventually with the ball into the penalty area. Will come to the edge of the area now, Declan Rice. And now it's gathered by Gabriel. And Gabriel goes left hand side for Arsenal. And Arsenal again will come. And here is Gabriel. Saliba's ball forward's a good one. Saliba to Timber, but Alisson was there. And Alisson now has the ball for Liverpool. There's just a moment there where it looked as though there might be an opportunity for Arsenal, and Timber inside the area. And Liverpool have given it away again in a good position. And here's Zubimendi into the penalty area. It's going to drop now for Trossard. Comes off Konate. Alexis McAllister just heads it away. Liverpool can't make it stick up front, and Cody Gakpo's clearance isn't a good one. And it is now Jeremy Frimpong who tried to pick up the pieces from Alexis McAllister, couldn't quite do so. And it is now Arsenal who are absolutely dominating proceedings. Arsenal have the ball at the back, and it is gathered by Saliba. Saliba feeds it left hand side to Gabriel. Gabriel now to Zubimendi. Zubimendi to Ødegaard, and Ødegaard right on the line, on the halfway line for Arsenal. He feeds it left flank now, and he's gathered once again by Arsenal and Ødegaard. Ødegaard zips it right hand side for Saka, and Saka feeds it infield to Ødegaard, and Ødegaard very deep now for Arsenal, looking to approach the edge of the penalty area, and Ødegaard has the ball now and tries to approach the edge of the penalty area, does Martin Odegaard and zips it right hand side and finds Saka. Saka now goes on the outside. Outside of Kerkez, it comes off Kerkez, and it will be an Arsenal corner. So Saka's going to take the corner kick for Arsenal. It's a corner kick on the right hand side. It's the first corner kick of the game. Arsenal have scored 14 goals from set pieces this season. They are first in the Premier League by that metric. Conceded 13, 19th in the Premier League by that metric. So Saka right hand side will take this one left footed into a good area. Alisson Becker got gloves on it, not too much more, but manages to nudge it away. And now Florian Wirtz has put inside a free kick outside the penalty area. Trossard, the man penalised. I'll tell you what, Trossard's going to get a yellow card here as well, because Florian Wirtz was scampering away. And Trossard gets a yellow card. So, Leandro Trossard is yellow carded. 12 minutes played, Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. No chances in the game as yet, really. As Ryan Gravenberch approaches the halfway line, he finds Milos Kerkez left flank. Kerkez back to Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk to Konate. Konate just rolls the ball back to Alisson Becker. And then Virgil van Dijk to Milos Kerkez on the left-hand side. And Milos Kerkez will go back in field now to Alisson. And Alisson inside his own penalty area. Well, he wedges it up looking for Cody Gakpo. Cody Gakpo tries to find Florian Wirtz. Couldn't quite do so. And Frimpong was looking to try to pick up the loose pieces. Alexis McAllister lost his footing momentarily. Here is an opportunity there for Gakpo. And then Dominic Szoboszlai will find Jeremy Frimpong right-hand side. Frimpong's on the edge of the penalty area. It is Frimpong now for Liverpool. Frimpong with the cross in. It's not a good one. It's stabbed away. And it's out of play for a throw-in for Liverpool on the right-hand side. This time really in the game, Liverpool have got any kind of momentum in those kind of positions. Virgil van Dijk has the ball inside the centre circle. And he goes right-hand side and finds Ryan Gravenberch. Ryan Gravenberch to Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk in towards Florian Wirtz, just taken off the toe of Florian Wirtz, and Timber now will collect for Arsenal. And now Zubimendi goes back in field towards Saliba. Saliba to Declan Rice, just outside the centre circle. Declan Rice and Zubimendi, those two attached by string, it feels sometimes, in the centre of the pitch for Arsenal. Here is Saliba. Saliba approaching the edge of the Liverpool penalty area, but finds Timber. Timber to Saka. Saka's got a yard of space, just in for the right-hand touchline. Lovely touch by Trossard, or certainly a lovely idea. And the touch didn't quite come off, and Liverpool will bring the ball away through Conor Bradley, but Conor Bradley dwelt in possession, and Trossard does gather. So Declan Rice feeds it to Trossard once again. And it is now Saliba who gathers. Saliba goes back in field towards Zubimendi. And Zubimendi inside the centre circle goes right-hand side and finds Saliba once more. Saliba now to Martin Odegaard. And Martin Odegaard goes back in field towards Zubimendi. All of this being played inside the Arsenal half. Zubimendi goes right-hand side now and finds Saliba. Saliba did look at the options in front of him. Instead he goes 15 yards to his left-hand side and finds Declan Rice. And Arsenal coming forwards now with Martin Odegaard 25 yards from goal. Odegaard wants it back. Liverpool though will come away with the ball, and it's neatly done actually by Cody Gakpo, but Arsenal win it back through Declan Rice. And Declan Rice has it to the right of centre, and Timber now will gather. And Timber does collect now for Arsenal. And Timber in towards Odegaard, and now Saka. Saka against Milos Kerkez, and Saka twisting and turning, and Saka going on his left foot, his right foot, trying to find a yard of space, and Timber then finds Odegaard, and Martin Odegaard back to Saliba, and it is now Martin Odegaard once more, and he finds Gabriel, the number 6 for Arsenal, goes to Declan Rice approaching the edge of the area on the left hand side. He's got Hincapié and Trossard in support. Trossard does gather, now it's Gabriel. And Gabriel feeds it to Odegaard. Odegaard banks central. What can he conjure? What can he create? Martin Odegaard finds Declan Rice. Everyone behind the ball now for Liverpool. A sense of the danger building. Here is Timber with the ball across, and Virgil van Dijk will just about manage to stab it away. But really it's a sense here that Liverpool just can't get out. And Saka now just skins Kirkes so easily, and it is Bukayo Saka on the right-hand side. Saka against Alexis McAllister, too easy from Saka. There's the cutback, and Florian Wirtz will try and bring the ball away. And Florian Wirtz feeds it to Milos Kirkes. There's nothing to hit for Liverpool. It's so difficult. It's attack versus defence. Can't get out. Nothing to hit. No striker on the pitch, Liverpool. Martin Ødegaard forward towards Saka, and Saka's inside the area again, and Saka is offside, and Liverpool take that welcome respite. Well, really good from Saka initially to try to create the opportunity. Bukayo Saka just went round the outside. Cutback was a good one. And it is now Liverpool who do have possession at the back through Ryan Gravenberch. Now Konate gathers. Konate into Alexis McAllister. That's neatly done by Liverpool. All of a sudden, Szoboszlai's got options left and right. It's Dominic Szoboszlai left-hand side. He finds Milos Kirkes. Milos Kirkes outside the area. Milos Kirkes trying to find Frimpong. Couldn't quite do so. And Wirtz was there, and it goes all the way back to the goalkeeper. And that's a wasted opportunity for Liverpool. Because there's no question that Dominic Szoboszlai did have a little pocket of space there to conjure something he felt. He had options left and right, chose Milos Kirkes. Kirkes couldn't quite pick out a man. And Saka's effort, well, it's worth having a go. I think in these kind of conditions, Saka's hit, smothered by Alisson Becker, but there's so much moisture on the surface. If he can get strikes that just skid in front of the goalkeeper, going to be in a good place, I think. Saka, left-footed. With a very good save indeed. Virgil van Dijk decides to go long, and he tried to find Cody Gakpo but couldn't. And it's a real problem this for Liverpool, because absolutely nobody to hit. No physicality up front really. Cody Gakpo's playing left-hand side, and then it is a fluid. I mean, it's almost like a 4-6-0. And then whoever can gets forward into the striking position. Here is Zubimendi, who has the ball now for Arsenal. Zubimendi to Declan Rice. Declan Rice goes to Saliba. Saliba wedges it left-hand side now, looking for Martin Zubimendi. Zubimendi to Nkapie. Nkapie left-hand side now for Arsenal. Nkapie goes back in field, and now it's gathered by Declan Rice. Declan Rice to the left-hand side again. And here is Declan Rice once more. Declan Rice has his studs over the ball. And it is Saliba who feeds it back in field now towards Gabriel. Well, it's a very defensive lineup really, isn't it, from Arne Slot? But I think in fairness to him, I mean, I'm not really sure there's too much he could have done about it, given the injuries he's got. Timber then with the cross. Timber's cross to the back post. Conor Bradley is there. And Conor Bradley got an important touch on it. Comes as far as Nkapie. Left-hand side to Trossard. Leandro Trossard on the left-hand side with the ball into the penalty area. Cody Gakpo's touch only as far as Timber. Timber does gather, and now Timber finds Saliba. Saliba thought about the cross into the penalty area. Saliba has the ball just outside the area and finds Saka. It is Saka to Ødegaard. Martin Ødegaard shifts it left-hand side now. Martin Zubimendi does collect. Zubimendi left-hand side to Nkapie. Rolls it now to Martin Ødegaard. Martin Ødegaard with the cross into the penalty area. Gakpo will try and nod it away, but I mean, Gakpo nods it away straight back to Arsenal. And really, you sense of big chances coming here for Arsenal because they're completely dominating possession. Florian Wirtz collects, and Dominic Szoboszlai to Ryan Gravenberch, and Ryan Gravenberch tries to find Florian Wirtz. Touch around the corner now for Jeremy Frimpong, and Frimpong now to Conor Bradley. Conor Bradley to Konate. Konate tries to find Frimpong, and Frimpong goes down, wants a free kick. Referee says no. And now Arsenal have the ball on the left-hand side, and Conor Bradley is just going to touch that one out of play, and it will be a throw-in for Liverpool on the right-hand side. So it is going to be a throw-in for Liverpool, which Conor Bradley will take in. Alexis McAllister just turns around the corner. And now it is out of play on that left flank. Declan Rice does gather. Declan Rice infield now towards Saliba. 21 minutes played at the Emirates. 0-0 the score. Arsenal have had all the ball. As yet, you would say, really been able to conjure a big chance. That one effort which Alisson Becker comfortably gathered from Saka's hit. And now Gabriel gathers for Arsenal. Gabriel finds Saliba. Saliba to Martin Ødegaard. And Martin Ødegaard approaching the edge of the centre circle. And Ødegaard just rolls it left-hand side now. And it is now Gabriel. Gabriel to Nkapia. Nkapia back to Gabriel. 0-0 the score. Declan Rice has it midway through the in the Liverpool half. And now Yuri and Timber will just regather, check back on his left-hand side, then his right-hand side. Finds Saliba. Everyone's so deep now for Liverpool. Arsenal have all the ball. And it is Arsenal have the ball on the left-hand side. Collected now by a Trossard. And a Trossard goes on the outside of Conor Bradley so easily. Trossard's inside the area. Alexis McAllister is back there to help out. And Ryan Gravenberch is going to try and bring the ball away. And it is going to be a throw-in for Arsenal. I think Gravenberch's just making the point. He had absolutely nothing on there. And so he could only really stab it out of play. Arsenal continue to ask the questions without really conjuring a big goal-scoring opportunity. It is now Saliba who finds Zubimendi. Zubimendi in towards Saka. Saka to Ødegaard. And Ødegaard is robbed of possession by Florian Wirtz. And Florian Wirtz then to Alexis McAllister. Uses body strength well. Alexis McAllister goes left-hand side and finds Dominic Szoboszlai. Dominic Szoboszlai sweeps it infield now to Gravenberch. Gravenberch has Bradley and Frimpong as the two options on the right-hand side. And it is now gathered by Konate. And Konate to Virgil van Dijk. 23 minutes played in the capital. And it is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. And Virgil van Dijk, the captain, collects. Dominic Szoboszlai has the ball at his feet. Szoboszlai finds Alexis McAllister. He turns it round the corner to Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz encouraging Conor Bradley forwards. Conor Bradley now to Jeremy Frimpong. Frimpong to Wirtz. Now could be an opportunity for Ryan Gravenberch approaching the edge of the penalty area. His effort came through a sea of bodies and eventually Trossard is there to smash it away. Marginally better really from Liverpool in terms of ball retention in the Arsenal half. Virgil van Dijk does indeed have it. Virgil van Dijk to Konate. Alexis McAllister now gathers. Alexis McAllister just outside the centre circle. Rolls it 3 yards to his right-hand side and finds Konate. And then it is Florian Wirtz who has the touch. Alexis McAllister once again. And Virgil van Dijk took a chance there. And Florian Wirtz picks up the pieces to Szoboszlai. And Szoboszlai now to Gravenberch. And Gravenberch wins the physical battle against Trossard. And Ryan Gravenberch just feeds in field. And now Szoboszlai has it. And Dominic Szoboszlai hurdles a challenge. He's got Frimpong with him on the right-hand side. Jeremy Frimpong now a chance to stretch his legs maybe. Goes back inside instead to Szoboszlai. And now Konate finds Virgil van Dijk. And Virgil van Dijk slips it left-hand side for Cody Gakpo. And Cody Gakpo now to Milos Kerkez. And Milos Kerkez to Virgil van Dijk. And Virgil van Dijk to Konate. And Konate in towards Dominic Szoboszlai. And now it is Alexis McAllister who has the ball for Liverpool to Florian Wirtz. And Florian Wirtz tries to stab it forwards. He was looking for the run of Conor Bradley. It's Gravenberch that will collect now to Szoboszlai. Now Florian Wirtz once more. Florian Wirtz to Conor Bradley. Conor Bradley back to Wirtz. Wirtz at walking pace for Liverpool to Gravenberch. And Gravenberch now to Virgil van Dijk. And he finds Milos Kerkez. Kerkez in towards Szoboszlai. Gathered now by Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk inside the centre circle, goes right-hand side and finds Konate. And Canate now to Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz right hand side to Conor Bradley. Conor Bradley to Alexis McAllister. And Alexis McAllister to Virgil van Dijk. And Virgil van Dijk to Milos Kerkez. And it goes back to Canate. Alexis McAllister around the corner now for Ibrahima Canate. Neatly done by Conor Bradley, and now collected by Florian Wirtz. Infield cleverly to Conor Bradley. And Conor Bradley skips past 1 and 2. And he's got the run and the option of Frimpong, who was there. And it could be a chance now for Alexis McAllister with the effort off the crossbar. It's going to come back now for Cody Gakpo inside the area. And Liverpool has struck the crossbar. Conor Bradley now trying to find a way through for Liverpool. He won't do so there, though, and Declan Rice will bring it away. But Liverpool coming closest, and Alexis McAllister so close to making it 1-0. It was Raya's mistake, and Frimpong does have the ball on the right-hand side then. Give Liverpool a little bit of confidence in the game. Florian Wirtz with a touch. Back to Florian Wirtz now. Well, it goes back now to Ryan Gravenberch on the right-hand side. Canate will gather. Canate to Virgil van Dijk. And Virgil van Dijk in towards Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai neatly done for Alexis McAllister. Alexis McAllister knows everything's to his right-hand side, and Conor Bradley. Conor Bradley finds Frimpong. And Frimpong now cutting in field is Frimpong. And it's Jeremy Frimpong. He feeds the ball into the area, and he was looking for Cody Gakpo. And it is going to be a corner kick for Liverpool on the left-hand side. Well, earlier on, it was the ball played forward for Frimpong. The ball was a little bit too long, and Raya got a touch on it. And then it was wedged forwards. And so close. It was Conor Bradley initially flicked towards Frimpong. And the ball came back out and back to Conor Bradley. It was a nice enough wedge, but he struck the crossbar and out. It's unlucky, really unlucky, Conor Bradley. And Arsenal are lucky that the score is 0-0, because that's the closest either side have come. Arsenal have the ball on the halfway line. Zubimendi goes left-hand side now to Gabriel. Gabriel to the left and centre, rolls it to Leandro Trossard. Leandro Trossard back to Gabriel. Gabriel now to Zubimendi. Martin Zubimendi just outside the centre circle, and now Saliba. Played now to Gabriel to the left of centre. Gabriel does gather, finds Zubimendi once more. The Spaniard now to the Brazilian. Gabriel rolls it down the line looking for Leandro Trossard. And Leandro Trossard tries to beat Frimpong, can't quite beat Frimpong. And Frimpong sees the ball cannon off Trossard, and now to play for a throw in. So Conor Bradley now will take the throw. Conor Bradley will take the throw right by the corner flag. And it is still pouring with rain in North London. Conor Bradley's throw forwards, Declan Rice wins the header, and that's going to be a free kick for Arsenal, and it's a real clumsy one that from Conor Bradley. You've got to know it too. I mean, Arsenal so good from set pieces. It's a crazy moment really. He just very clearly pushes Trossard, who didn't need much invitation, I don't think, to go down, and as such it will be a free kick now for Arsenal on the left hand side. Half an hour played. Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Declan Rice now will take the free kick. Free kick now for Arsenal. Gives the signal. Gives his left arm up, does Declan Rice. Floated into the area, but that's catch and practice for Alisson Becker. And Alisson Becker spins it out looking for Milos Kerkez. It's over the head though. Milos Kerkez, it will be thrown for Arsenal on the right hand side, their right hand side. Arsenal have the ball just outside the centre circle with Zubimendi. Really created anything in this first half. There's a clear goal-scoring opportunity and a big save from Alisson Becker of Arsenal. Liverpool have hit the crossbar through Connor Bradley after an error at the back for Arsenal. So Saka has it, immaculate control right-hand side, and he goes down, and Saka now is down in a heap, and Milos Kerkez, I think, might get yellow carded for this. Let's have a look. Well, Kerkez is admitting his mistake, and right studs of Kerkez came down on the boot of Saka. I think he's just about going to escape without a caution here, Milos Kerkez, but it will be a free kick for Arsenal. Free kick in a very good position as well. So free kick now, which Saka has at his feet. Saka goes infield towards Ødegaard. Ødegaard loops the ball up into a half-decent area. Konate wins the header, and Trossard now will take the throw. Trossard to Zubimendi. It is now Martin Ødegaard who has the ball for Arsenal inside his own half. He goes to David Raya. David Raya goes right-hand side now for Saliba. Saliba rolls his studs over the ball and cuts it infield now towards Gabriel. Gabriel to Zubimendi. Zubimendi just checks in field, and here is Zubimendi once more now for Arsenal. Zubimendi goes back to Gabriel. It is now to Saliba. And Saliba rolls it right-hand side. And Arsenal very patient in possession. Gathered now by Jurrien Timber. Jurrien Timber zips it in towards Martin Ødegaard. Martin Ødegaard goes back to his goalkeeper, David Raya. And Arsenal are building again from the back. 33 minutes played, 0-0 the score. Liverpool have struck the crossbar. Saka's had a couple of moments. And Jurrien Timber now to Zubimendi, tries to turn it around the corner for Saka, didn't quite come off, and the ball's just going to dribble out of play for a goal kick for Liverpool. Well, Liverpool coming into this 9 games unbeaten. Walk away from the Emirates with a draw. I think it would go down as a pretty decent result. It would consolidate their position in 4th, although Brentford now chasing them on 33 points, and Newcastle now 6th on 32. Virgil van Dijk smashes it long, and it's out of play now for a throw-in for Liverpool and Milos Kerkez. Milos Kerkez Makalatata, who's inside the technical area, is gesticulating. I don't think he'll be particularly pleased by what he's seen in the 34 minutes here. His Arsenal side haven't really created too much. Virgil van Dijk for Alex McAllister, and now goes back to Alisson Becker. Konate collects, and Konate just stabs it out of play, and that's going to be a throw-in to Liverpool because it just came off an Arsenal body. Touch now from Florian Wirtz towards Jeremy Frimpong, and Jeremy Frimpong will get there first. And Jeremy Frimpong's inside the area, he goes down. I don't think he's going to get a penalty for that. Certainly Jeremy Frimpong's clutching his left leg and asking the question, and Arsenal are just going to get on with it. And, well, I don't know if he's injured himself here, Frimpong. I'm not sure he's actually asking for a penalty. I think he might have done something to his ankle as Jurrien Timber stretches the game now for Arsenal on the right-hand side. Is Saka against Kerkez, and he'll fancy that one-on-one. It is Bukayo Saka, wants to go around the outside, then the inside of Kerkez. So Boslai's helping him out. Comes back now to Zubimendi. Zubimendi to Declan Rice. Declan Rice now to Trossard. And Trossard does gather. And Trossard's inside the area, space to shoot. Trossard's effort, and it just about trickles past the upright. And I think that might be a corner. Well, Frimpong's clutching his left boot. I don't really think... Well, I don't think there was much in terms of Frimpong asking for a penalty. But Declan Rice and Virgil van Dijk are having a conversation. And, well, now the referee's having a little chat with both of them. He's having a conversation with Virgil van Dijk. 36 minutes played. Liverpool are 0-0 at the Emirates. I don't think Frimpong was actually looking for a penalty here. I mean, he's inside the area and, well, he twisted his left ankle. And, well, I think Jeremy Frimpong's evening might be over here because he's barely moved. Since this moment. Well, Frimpong is back on his feet, putting some weight on that left ankle. I don't have too many options on the bench, to be honest with you. .37 minutes played. Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. It's going to be a corner kick now for Arsenal. On the right-hand side. Frimpong, I think, is going to be okay to continue here. It's going to be Saka to take it left-footed on the right-hand side. Kai Saka will take the corner. And Saka now will swing it in. And it comes to Declan Rice right on the edge of the penalty area. He might put it back into the penalty area. It is Declan Rice now for Arsenal. And Declan Rice is inside the area, across the face of goal. It's a really good ball from Declan Rice. Saka's going to keep this one in play as well. And Bukayo Saka has the ball. And now Ødegaard feeds it infield towards Saliba, who rather lobs it up into the area. Van Dijk was there, so Boslai too. Touch now from Cody Gakpo, but the touch is heavy. And it is going to be Arsenal to come again. It is now Nketiah has the ball on the left-hand side. Nketiah trying to beat Conor Bradley by the corner flag. And Gravenberch is in there. And it's the throw-in for Arsenal on the left-hand side. Still 0-0 the score. Still only the one big chance that fell Conor Bradley's way. Saliba collects. Saliba, left-hand side now for Gabriel. And then Saliba once more. And it is now Jurrien Timber who does have the ball at his feet. Jurrien Timber to Gabriel. Gabriel on the left-hand side. Feeds it back in field towards Saliba. Saliba to Gabriel. And Gabriel's ball across the face, and now Saka. Saka to Martin Ødegaard. Martin Ødegaard to Saliba. And now here come Arsenal through Gabriel. And Gabriel goes left-hand side and finds Nketiah. Nketiah back in field towards Declan Rice. Declan Rice rolls it in field towards Gabriel. And now Saliba does gather. Saliba rolls his studs over the ball for Arsenal. And Saliba goes left-hand side for Gabriel. And then here is Declan Rice. And Declan Rice goes back in field towards Gabriel. Gabriel towards the edge of the area and finds Zubimendi. Zubimendi now to Gabriel. Gabriel to the left of centre, left-footed, just at the edge of the box, and finds a run of Trossard. And now here is Trossard once more. Trossard does gather, and Trossard feeds it in field, and Arsenal will come once more. And they do come once more now with William Saliba. William Saliba has Saka in support on the right-hand side and finds Saka now against Milos Kerkez. Now it's Jurrien Timber who stayed onside. Jurrien Timber on the right-hand side for Arsenal. And then Saka does gather, and Saka feeds it through beautifully for Timber. And it is Jurrien Timber who manages to pick out the cross, and Gravenberch will get the touch on it. And Gravenberch is beaten by Declan Rice, and Arsenal will come once more. Liverpool, you wouldn't say hanging on, but certainly very well aware that Arsenal are the side who are dominating. Declan Rice does gather. It is now Gabriel. Gabriel to Saka. And Saka twisting and turning, and Saka wanted to release Timber. And it is now Saka who tries to find a way through, and it's Florian Wirtz who pokes it forward to Dominic Szoboszlai. And the free kick has already been awarded for Liverpool in their left-back slot. And I think they'll take their time over this one as well. Van Dijk to Florian Wirtz, and Florian Wirtz tried to feed it into Dominic Szoboszlai, didn't quite come off though, and here comes Saka, and Saka now will try and bring the ball away for Arsenal, and eventually it's going to be a goal kick for Liverpool. I think Arne Slot will just be pleased to try to get his men in at half-time. Virgil van Dijk smashes it long, and it is now Cody Gakpo who is penalised. It's going to be a free kick for Arsenal, and it is now Zubimendi who gathers. Saliba now right on the halfway line for Arsenal. Saliba finds Zubimendi in a pocket of space. Saka first time to Jurrien Timber, neatly done by Arsenal. Now an opportunity for Gyökeres right-hand side, and Gyökeres round the corner for Timber, and Timber hangs up the cross into the penalty area, and is it going to come on the edge of the box? It does, and the effort on goal from Rice is well gathered by Alisson. And just for a moment it looked as though Alisson was scrambling away to his right-hand side, and I think you saw it late that Alisson. Here is Jurrien Timber on the right-hand side for Arsenal. Jurrien Timber to Martin Ødegaard. Martin Ødegaard slides it in field to Gabriel. Gabriel thought about the strike from fully 35 yards. Instead, flicks it in towards Saka's inside the penalty area. It's Saka with the effort. Again, Dominic Szoboszlai to Alexis McAllister. Alexis McAllister in towards Florian Wirtz. Wirtz now to Milos Kerkez. Milos Kerkez goes all the way back to Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk to Alisson Becker, and Alisson Becker zips it in towards Ryan Gravenberch. Neatly done this by Liverpool, and all of a sudden Ryan Gravenberch finds Jeremy Frimpong right hand side, and Frimpong now does gather, and Frimpong's ball into the penalty area is not a good one, and that's comfortably cleared by Saliba. Bradley wins the header. Alexis McAllister is up there as well, and it's going to be a free kick for Arsenal, I think. 2 additional minutes at the end of the opening 45. Alexis McAllister is down, clutching his midriff, and his lower back actually. He's still down here, Alexis McAllister. With Curtis Jones on the bench. Curtis Jones suggested not 100% fit tonight. Martin Odegaard's back on his feet. Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0 is the score. And really one strike from Conor Bradley onto the crossbar. A couple of efforts from Declan Rice. And Saka's had a couple of moments as well for Arsenal in very promising positions. And Arsenal do have the ball now on the right-hand side. Final moments really of the first half. Gathered now by Arsenal on that right flank, and Saka will collect. And it's turned around the corner neatly for Timber. Can he keep it in play? He can't. It's going to go out of play now for a goal kick, and that might be that really in terms of the first half. First half. moments. Conor Bradley, of course, striking the crossbar. Arsenal had a few moments, really, with the likes of Declan Rice and Saka, but Bradley striking the crossbar was a question that either side have come so far in the game. And as it stands in the Premier League table, should this game finish 0-0, Arsenal will be 6 points clear and 49 points on the board. 6 ahead of Manchester City and Aston Villa. Liverpool would have 35 points and be in 4th. But there is a way to go in this one, and you do feel as though the game's going to open up in this second half. So, Arsenal in possession. And they have the ball just outside the centre circle. It is now gathered by Zubimendi. And interestingly, in terms of second half goals this season, Arsenal, in terms of second half goals this season, Arsenal have scored the most second half goals with 26. Liverpool have got 23. So, according to the stats at least, should be moments in this second half. Alisson Becker has the ball just outside the 6-yard box. I think one issue for Arne Slot Liverpool really in this second half will be just how do they make it stick up there, because so many times everyone was behind the ball. Here is Cody Gakpo though on the left hand side now for Liverpool against Saliba, and it is Cody Gakpo who has the ball right by the corner flag, and he's looking for a little bit of support now, is the Dutchman. And Cody Gakpo goes back to Florian Wirtz, and it is now gathered by Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk to Ryan Gravenberch. Ryan Gravenberch infield now to Florian Wirtz, to Alexis McAllister. Alexis McAllister rolls the studs over the ball and looks in front of him and can only find Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk to Cody Gakpo. Now he finds Milos Kerkez on the left hand side. Back now to Ryan Gravenberch, and Ryan Gravenberch to fellow Dutchman Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk has the ball inside the Arsenal half and finds Ryan Gravenberch. Ryan Gravenberch is looking for options just inside the Arsenal half, finds Florian Wirtz. And here comes Virgil van Dijk as he just scoops the ball out right hand side to Jeremy Frimpong. Lovely first touch from Jeremy Frimpong, who just glides inside and finds Dominic Szoboszlai. It is now Gravenberch who has the ball to the left of centre. Gravenberch to Milos Kerkez, and Milos Kerkez to Cody Gakpo. Cody Gakpo into Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz inside the area. Still Florian Wirtz, and still Florian Wirtz goes down. He's not going to get a penalty for that. And David Raya eventually. Well, David Raya does get hold of the ball. And there was just a moment, though, from Florian Wirtz when he collected the ball inside the area. And he tried to zigzag a way through. Just couldn't quite get the final touch because Trossard came through. Well, Trossard comes right across and makes contact with Florian Wirtz. I mean, it's not going to be a penalty, I don't think, but it's certainly an interesting one. And, well, no penalty is the final verdict. And so Arsenal have the ball on the right-hand side now with Saliba. Saliba back to Zubimendi. And Zubimendi gathers the ball now for Arsenal deep inside his own half. And Zubimendi to Gabriel. Gabriel stabbing it forwards. Could be a chance now for Nkapie on the left flank. Nkapie is there, but so too is Frimpong. And Frimpong does just feel the contact from Martin Ødegaard. And, well, the ball is out of play now for a goal kick for Liverpool. 49 minutes played. Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. And Virgil van Dijk is going to take the goal kick. And he finds Alisson Becker inside his own 6-yard box. Then Alisson Becker tries to hit Cody Gakpo. Going to be a throw for Liverpool on the left-hand side. It is now throw-in which Alexis McAllister does gather. Alexis McAllister short of options really. Tried to roll it into Florian Wirtz, couldn't quite do so. Ryan Gravenberch does collect. Ryan Gravenberch just spins away from 1 and 2. And he's got the option now, Cody Gakpo just outside the area. Cody Gakpo tries to find Milos Kerkez, but he's overcooked it as Cody Gakpo. It's a shame that from Liverpool's perspective because it was neat football down the left flank. And it is Arsenal who come away with the ball. Martin Ødegaard now to Zubimendi. Zubimendi feeds it to his right-hand side and finds Saliba. Saliba to Zubimendi. Zubimendi just has the ball outside the centre circle, inside the Arsenal half. And Zubimendi considered flicking it forwards, instead goes to his right-hand side now. And could be a chance for Liverpool to skip away with the ball, but in fact it's out of play for a throw for Arsenal on the right-hand side. And, well, I mean, this would be a decent point for Liverpool, wouldn't it? I think, to extend their unbeaten run to 10 games. For Arsenal, they'd be 6 points clear, so both sides will probably see the positives of a draw here, but I do feel as though there's going to be moments in this second half. And it is Declan Rice who does gather. Declan Rice has the ball outside the centre circle. And Declan Rice goes left-hand side and finds Gabriel, and Gabriel scoops it forwards, and it's a header now from Conor Bradley, and now Ryan Gravenberch skipped past one, and it's going to be a free kick for Liverpool. Alex McAllister wanted to take it quickly, couldn't do so. Liverpool short of options on the bench, really. I mean, Curtis Jones apparently is not 100% fit. Rio Gamoa there, Federico Chiesa as well. Konate loops it long, looking for Cody Gakpo, but it's going to be a little bit cleverer than that, I think. Saliba does gather now for Arsenal. And Saliba to Raya. Raya to Declan Rice. And Declan Rice brings the ball away for Arsenal. And he has the ball just outside the centre circle. Now Declan Rice slices it left-hand side, looking for Saka. Saka against Milos Kerkez, and Kerkez just sees it out. And it's going to be a throw which Milos Kerkez will take on the left-hand side for Liverpool. The rain has subsided somewhat, so a throw in to be taken by Milos Kerkez on the left-hand side for Liverpool. It is going to be Florian Wirtz who keeps it in play, and now Alex McAllister is there, and all of a sudden Jeremy Frimpong will bring the ball away, and he has it on the left-hand side as Jeremy Frimpong. He's seeking a bit of support here, is Frimpong, and he gathers once again, and still Frimpong has it. Now he finds Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz left-hand side for Liverpool. What can he do, Florian Wirtz? Thought about going inside and does, and finds Jeremy Frimpong. Frimpong back to Milos Kerkez, and Kerkez once again. Kerkez to Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk has the ball now into midfield and finds Ryan Gravenberch. And Ryan Gravenberch now to Florian Wirtz. Just cannoned off Florian Wirtz though. But back it goes to Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk to Alex McAllister. Alex McAllister to Conor Bradley. Conor Bradley to Konate inside the centre circle. And now gathered by Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk feeds it into midfield and finds Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz now back to Virgil van Dijk. And Virgil van Dijk to Ibrahima Konate. Ibrahima Konate to Dominic Szoboszlai. Dominic Szoboszlai to Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk to Konate, playing around with the ball right on the halfway line. Konate back to Van Dijk, and Van Dijk sweeps it out left-hand side to find Milos Kerkez. Milos Kerkez goes back to Van Dijk, and Van Dijk to Ryan Gravenberch. And Ryan Gravenberch tries to find Conor Bradley inside the area. It's actually quite a nice idea, but Konate will mop up and goes back to Alisson. And Alisson smashes it long, and that's something now for Cody Gakpo maybe to chase. Ødegaard gets a touch on it though, and then Declan Rice does collect. And forward come Arsenal on the left-hand side, and Trossard tries to go down the line looking for Declan Rice. .54 minutes played. Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0 is the score, and Capier is going to take the throw. It is now Arsenal who do have the ball inside the centre circle. And Arsenal will bring the ball out from the left-hand side. And it is now gathered by Trossard. Trossard just gliding past Conor Bradley. It's going to be Leandro Trossard inside the area. Touch was a little bit heavy in the end from Zubimendi, and it will be a goal kick for Liverpool. Well, they're working it pretty nicely, where Arsenal through Trossard. He just saw the run of Zubimendi, and I think Saka might have wanted the ball just played into his path instead. Zubimendi's touch was a little bit heavy. Out of play it goes. And it remains Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Well, Nkapie's down now. He's clutching his right hamstring. And so Ismail Skelly's going to come on. Ismail Skelly is going to come on, I think, here for Nkapie. And we've got such a rich array of defensive options to Arsenal, and indeed one or two suggesting that he'll also be in for Mark Gay. So Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0 is the score. And Nkapie is going to come off here, and Miles Lewis-Skelly is going to be the man who comes on in his place. 56 minutes played, 0-0 the score. And Virgil van Dijk scoops it right hand side to Conor Bradley. Conor Bradley to Dominic Szoboszlai, who tries to ask a little bit of Jeremy Frimpong, who's going through the gears, and Frimpong very nearly got there as well. And it will be a throw-in for Liverpool on the right-hand side because Saliba got a touch in there. Florian Wirtz thought about taking the throw himself. Instead, he's going to leave it to Conor Bradley. And it is now Conor Bradley who has the throw for Liverpool. He goes back to Florian Wirtz. And Florian Wirtz finds Ibrahima Konate. Ibrahima Konate to Virgil van Dijk. And Virgil van Dijk to Milos Kerkez. And Milos Kerkez goes back to Alisson Becker. Alisson Becker finds Konate. Konate deep inside his own half to Ryan Gravenberch. And Ryan Gravenberch to Florian Wirtz. And now Szoboszlai. And that's really neat and tidy from Liverpool. And Szoboszlai will just open it up now and finds Virgil van Dijk left-hand side. Virgil van Dijk spins it to Cody Gakpo. Cody Gakpo cutting in field. And he finds Alexis McAllister. Alexis McAllister to Conor Bradley, and Conor Bradley to Jeremy Frimpong, 1-1 against Miles Lewis-Skelly. And Frimpong, we know he's got that little explosive yard of pace, and he goes around the outside as Jeremy Frimpong. The cross again, though, isn't a good one. That's been his issue all game, Jeremy Frimpong. He's got in some half-decent positions, but the final ball hasn't quite been forthcoming. Difficult, though, for Frimpong because there's no one really to hit inside the area for Liverpool. All hope and expectation when he puts the ball into the box. Here is Dominic Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai has the ball. And he finds Alexis McAllister. And now Konate on the halfway line for Liverpool. To the left and centre is Virgil van Dijk. Alexis McAllister now gathers. Alexis McAllister 45 yards from goal. Everything to his right-hand side. And he does indeed find Jeremy Frimpong. Jeremy Frimpong slides it in field towards Dominic Szoboszlai. Dominic Szoboszlai visits it to Virgil van Dijk. And Virgil van Dijk then to Alexis McAllister. Alexis McAllister now to Dominic Szoboszlai. Dominic Szoboszlai right-hand side to Conor Bradley. And Conor Bradley now to Dominic Szoboszlai. He goes infield looking for Konate. And Konate then to Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk to Cody Gakpo on the left flank. Cody Gakpo now to Florian Wirtz. What can he create? Finds the Argentine Alexis McAllister. Alexis McAllister in towards Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai to Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk switches it now to Cody Gakpo. And it goes back to David Raya, who smashes it away. And it's gathered now by Alexis McAllister. Alexis McAllister goes to the left-hand side and finds Milos Kerkez. Milos Kerkez to Cody Gakpo. Now Ryan Gravenberch. Ryan Gravenberch to the left-hand side And he finds Cody Gakpo. Now Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk feeds it to Konate 5 yards to his right-hand side. And it is now Ryan Gravenberch who collects. And Ryan Gravenberch into Florian Wirtz. And Florian Wirtz back to Ryan Gravenberch. And then Ibrahim Konate. And our play, 0-0 the score. Alexis McAllister, that's neat and tidy. Here is Alexis McAllister for Liverpool. Tried to find Dominic Szoboszlai, couldn't. Was one aside a free kick. And it's a free kick in an interesting position from a Liverpool perspective. Because it's more or less the same kind of range out from where Dominic Szoboszlai scored at Anfield in the game between the pair. So Dominic Szoboszlai will indeed be standing over this set piece. Well, Florian Wirtz is also there. Well, I mean, what he did at Anfield was something really special, Dominic Szoboszlai. Surely we're not going to see something similar here, are we? I think in these kind of conditions, the rain has subsided, but the surface is still very moist. Should we look at a test, David Raya? So 61 minutes played. Szoboszlai's going to take this free kick, bang central for Liverpool. It's got to be 35 yards at least out. It is Dominic Szoboszlai who will hit it. And Szoboszlai does indeed hit it and smashes it clean over the crossbar. And there's a little grimace on the face of the Hungarian because that was nowhere near the strike that he had at Anfield. Arsenal then have the ball at the back. And they're building the ball out for the back as well. And it is Frimpong who regathers possession, and Conor Bradley now collects. And Conor Bradley back to Konate. Konate to Alisson Becker. And Alisson Becker to Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk goes high looking for Florian Wirtz. Alexis McAllister's underneath it. Will be Gravenberch with the touch. And now it's Cody Gakpo who tries to find Jeremy Frimpong, and he will find Jeremy Frimpong right-hand side. So it is Frimpong now for Liverpool. Frimpong's ball in is a poor one. Szoboszlai, though, will gather. And Szoboszlai has the ball 25 yards from goal. He's going to his left-hand side and finds Gravenberch. Now Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz in a tight space to Alexis McAllister. It's Dominic Szoboszlai who hits it. And eventually Arsenal will bring the ball away. Konate with the touch, though. Milos Kerkez gathers. Virgil van Dijk now in towards Ryan Gravenberch, and he finds Milos Kerkez. Milos Kerkez to Gravenberch, and Gravenberch in towards Cody Gakpo, back towards Konate. And Konate inside the centre circle for Liverpool. And he considered going to his left-hand side, goes to Conor Bradley on his right-hand side instead. Jeremy Frimpong is there, and Frimpong pokes it down the line for Conor Bradley. It's neatly done. It's going to be Conor Bradley now who tried to get the cross into the penalty area, but never quite got hold of it, did he? And that is really careless from Cody Gakpo. And so it will be a free kick for Arsenal on the left-hand side. And I think Mikel Arteta has responded to the last 10 minutes where Liverpool have had far more of the ball. And it is going to be a double substitution here. So Trossard is going to come off. And so too is Victor Gyökeres. Gabriel Martinelli and Gabriel Jesus are the two players who are indeed on. Well, there's lots shorter of options really, isn't it? Possibly throw Curtis Jones on for Alexis McAllister will be an option, I think. Arsenal have the ball with Gabriel Jesus, left-hand side now. It's Jesus against a couple of Liverpool defenders. Konate brings it away, and Gravenberch now collects. And Gravenberch has the ball on the right-hand side. And Ryan Gravenberch just gathers and beats his man with ease on the right-hand side. It is now an opportunity for Jeremy Frimpong, and all of a sudden Frimpong's got the legs, and he's inside the penalty area. It's Frimpong with a cut back, and he couldn't find Florian Wirtz. And Jeremy Frimpong was in a wonderful position inside the penalty area, and he's got to do far better. Well, I think Jeremy Frimpong's got to go for goal himself there. He had the ball on the right-hand side, and he was driving into the penalty area, and he just put it behind Florian Wirtz. And it's a poor ball in the end from Frimpong. And his pace has been an outlet, there's no question about that for Liverpool on the right-hand side. But Milos Kerkez gathers. Milos Kerkez to Virgil van Dijk. Now Konate. Konate to Dominic Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai to Gravenberch, who loses out in a dangerous position. Declan Rice goes backwards. The home fans didn't like that. It is now Saliba. And Ødegaard now collects. And Martin Ødegaard inside the centre circle. And Martin Ødegaard now scoops it forwards looking for Martinelli, but is collected by Alisson Becker. Martinelli's down to tangle with Frimpong. There's a VAR check taking place. And Gabriel Jesus has just clattered into the back of Ryan Gravenberch. Gravenberch then into Florian Wirtz. Virgil van Dijk goes left-hand side, and Martinelli has the ball now. It is Kerkez left-hand side now for Liverpool, and it's going to be Arsenal who bring the ball out from the back, and it comes now to Florian Wirtz, and Florian Wirtz pokes it forwards now for Cody Gakpo, and Cody Gakpo, well, the referee has stopped the game now because Saka's down. Martinelli's back up on his feet. Well, the contact between Frimpong and Martinelli was outside the area. Martinelli went down. Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0 remains to score. Liverpool have played well in the second half. And Mikel Arteta is clearly frustrated by what he's seen in this game. I think when he looked at the starting lineups, he would have expected his side to really dominate and create numerous chances, and haven't really been able to. In fact, Liverpool in the second half have a really good 15-20 minute spell, and that opportunity for Jeremy Frimpong, I think, on the right hand side will go down as a big chance. Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. It will be a drop ball here. And a drop ball which Florian Wirtz, I think, wants uncontested because the game stopped. Well, the referee stopped the game because the game stopped because Saka had the ball flush in his face. Well, Kerkez does gather now, collected by Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk to Konate. Konate goes right hand side and finds Jeremy Frimpong, and Frimpong has the ball on the right hand side. He goes back to Conor Bradley. He in turn finds Ibrahima Konate. Konate coaching the halfway line. Konate in towards Alex McAllister, and now Konate once more into Alex McAllister once more. And Conor Bradley does gather, and Conor Bradley right hand side for Frimpong. He goes back to Conor Bradley. Alex McAllister now in towards Dominic Szoboszlai. And Dominic Szoboszlai back towards Bradley. And does go now to Ibrahima Konate. Konate in towards Bradley. And here is Dominic Szoboszlai, who feeds it out left-hand side for Virgil van Dijk. And Virgil van Dijk just manages to sweep it right-footed to the right-hand side and finds Jeremy Frimpong. And now Conor Bradley feeds it infield towards Alex McAllister. Alex McAllister past one. Alex McAllister now to Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz to Dominic Szoboszlai. To Wirtz to Szoboszlai. All of this to the right of centre, around about 40 yards from goal. It is now Jeremy Frimpong who finds Wirtz. Conor Bradley back to Florian Wirtz. And Liverpool with a bit of keep ball at the Emirates. Szoboszlai to Ibrahima Konate. Konate to Conor Bradley. Conor Bradley evades one challenge and finds Konate once more. It is Ibrahima Konate who goes to Alex McAllister and then finds Conor Bradley, and that's a late challenge, I think, from Bradley, but Declan Rice did well to stay on his feet. And Raya now smashes it long. Won by Milos Kerkez, though, and it is going to be Declan Rice's it to get there. No, because Conor Bradley does. And Cody Gakpo then wins the free kick. And Alex McAllister to Ryan Gravenberch. And Ryan Gravenberch to the right-hand side and finds Jeremy Frimpong. Well, second half, Liverpool have got 75% possession. Absolutely dominated the game, really, in the second half. Now finding a goal. Milos Kerkez can't keep the ball in play, so it will be a throw-in for Arsenal on the right-hand side. And in towards Saka. Saka has the ball and feeds it back in field for Arsenal. And then Zubimendi does gather. Zubimendi, just outside the centre circle, finds Gabriel. Gabriel then to Martinelli. Gabriel Martinelli with the ball in. Konate is there. Wirtz with the touch to Ryan Gravenberch, but so too Declan Rice was in close proximity. And it is Jurrien Timber who goes right-hand side looking for Saka. Saka against Kerkez and Gakpo. Saka goes round the outside, and Kerkez does really well inside the area. And Wirtz saw the ball go beyond him, though, and Ødegaard tries to flick it into the box. It might be Gravenberch now with the header. And it is Dominic Szoboszlai who tries to get a touch on it, but it's beautifully done by Gabriel Martinelli. And Martinelli on the left-hand side now for Arsenal, but his touch is a little bit heavy and it goes out of play for a goal kick, which Alisson Becker will take. Well, Mikel Arteta on the touchline, clapping his hands, clearly wants a little bit more from his side. You can understand why. Arne Slot is also in conversation with his technical area. Still no sign of a substitution from Arne Slot's men. I mean, he obviously feels like that's the best 11 he's got out there, really. Limited opportunities, limited options, really, on the bench. So Declan Rice keeps it moving right-hand side. And now it is going to be Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz does gather and finds Dominic Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai now for Jeremy Frimpong. Frimpong has it right-hand side, and he finds Szoboszlai once more. Dominic Szoboszlai back to Konate. And Konate now to Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk once again right on the halfway line. Virgil van Dijk in towards Lexi McAllister, and now Dominic Szoboszlai. Dominic Szoboszlai to Florian Wirtz, round the corner for Conor Bradley, to Jeremy Frimpong. Frimpong on the right flank finds Wirtz, and Wirtz now to Szoboszlai, and back to Florian Wirtz. And Florian Wirtz keeps it moving for Ibrahima Konate. Konate then to Florian Wirtz, who gives the ball away. Well, very nearly gave it away. Lex McAllister retrieves. Finds Jeremy Frimpong. Frimpong right-hand side for Liverpool. Dutchman doesn't have too much in the way of options. Goes back in field to the Argentine Alex McAllister. And he in turn finds Konate. And Konate finds Virgil van Dijk. And Virgil van Dijk to Cody Gakpo. Cody Gakpo to Virgil van Dijk. And now Ibrahima Konate does gather. Konate then to Conor Bradley. Conor Bradley to Frimpong. Frimpong on the right flank, just about emerges with the ball, just Jeremy Frimpong. And his cross into the penalty area is not a bad one. Drops now to Dominic Szoboszlai, whose effort fades over the crossbar. Never really set himself well, did Dominic Szoboszlai. But once again, just the pace and the trickery of Jeremy Frimpong causing an issue. And this time the ball was better. And Szoboszlai can only smash it over the crossbar. Raya has the ball inside his own penalty area. There's a bit of pressure on the ball now. And Raya finds Gabriel, and Jeremy Frimpong applying the pressure, but it is going to be Arsenal to bring the ball away. Well, in fact, Alexis McAllister's regathered. Alexis McAllister has the ball now for Liverpool. Alexis McAllister to Dominic Szoboszlai, and Dominic Szoboszlai has another effort on goal. And this one comes back to Gravenberch, and Gravenberch now back to Konate. Konate to Conor Bradley. Conor Bradley to Jeremy Frimpong. And Ryan Gravenberch does collect. And Ryan Gravenberch to Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk to Milos Kerkez. And Milos Kerkez to Cody Gakpo. And Cody Gakpo cuts back in field. And now Florian Wirtz glides past one. And Florian Wirtz finds Cody Gakpo. And Cody Gakpo now to Ryan Gravenberch. And he finds Conor Bradley. And Conor Bradley to Frimpong. And Frimpong thought about the ball back to Conor Bradley. Instead, plays the little 1-2 with Conor Bradley. Does dig the cross into the penalty area. Conor Bradley is there, and he tries to feed it forwards. Just Conor Bradley, it's a poor one. It's going to be a goal kick, Arsenal. Well, it's going to be another double substitution here for Arsenal. And Eza and Madueke are the two players who are going to come on. And Saka is one of the two being replaced. Saka's particularly pleased, muttering one or two things as Ødegaard also comes off. Such a big squad Mikel Arteta has, of course. The big challenge he's got is to keep everyone happy at the football club. So Arsenal made 4 substitutions. Liverpool haven't made a substitution, which is pretty unusual really in the Premier League at the 77-minute mark. A lot of that is Arne Slot's hand being forced, but nonetheless. So Eza and Madueke are on. Saka and Ødegaard are the players off. Raya smashes the ball over halfway, and back it goes now to Saliba. Saliba has the ball, he finds Martin Zubimendi. Zubimendi has the ball now for Arsenal, he finds Declan Rice. As it stands, Arsenal going 6 points clear at the top of the Premier League table. And it is now Arsenal who still have the ball at the back. And Zubimendi, the man from the Basque region, who could have joined Real Madrid, could have joined Liverpool, wanted to be part of this project here at Arsenal. Arsenal have the ball inside their own half. Not for anything in the second half, really, Arsenal, have they? Gabriel rolls his studs over the ball and feeds it back in field. And Gabriel to Zubimendi, who's dropped really deep in between the two centre-backs for Arsenal. And Zubimendi now smashes it long. It's a good ball as well. And it could be a chance now for Madueke. And Madueke's inside the penalty area. Madueke across the face of goal. No one was there to touch it home. And Frimpong will pick up the pieces. And Frimpong tries to find Szoboszlai, but he's overcooked the ball. And it will be a throw-in for Liverpool on the right-hand side. But Madueke did really well. I mean, it's a lovely ball from Zubimendi. Milos Kerkez was playing him onside. And Madueke smashed the ball across the face of goal. It's a really good ball, actually, from Madueke. It was initially Zubimendi to Timber, and then Madueke went around the outside of Milos Kerkez. Conor Bradley switches the play to Cody Gakpo. Cody Gakpo gives it away, though, but Florian Wirtz will pick up the pieces. Florian Wirtz now for Liverpool. And here is Cody Gakpo. Cody Gakpo in field to Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz to Virgil van Dijk, and now Konate. Canate into Dominic Szoboszlai. Gravenberch tried to ride the challenge, couldn't quite do so. And Gravenberch was there, and is that going to be a free kick for Liverpool? It is. And once again, I mean, it's a fair old distance out, but I fancy Dominic Szoboszlai to take it on. I mean, in a low incident game where there haven't been too many big chances, this will certainly go down as something that I think Dominic Szoboszlai is going to take it on. So Szoboszlai, I mean, again, he's 35 yards from goal, and we saw him take one earlier on where he smashed the ball over the crossbar. And Dominic Szoboszlai now is going to take this free kick. Dominic Szoboszlai, 81 minutes on the clock. 0-0 the score. Szoboszlai just to the right of centre, 35 yards from goal. Szoboszlai strikes it. This one was a little bit closer, but still never troubling the goalkeeper. And game remains 0-0. Still Liverpool yet to make a substitution. Still we have the starting 11 out there on the pitch. As Raya goes to Saliba right hand side. Raya has the ball at the edge of the penalty area. Sense of frustration around the Emirates, a frustration about what Arsenal have done in this second half, I think. Dominic Szoboszlai will pick up the pieces now for Liverpool, and Szoboszlai gets past one, and well, surely that was a free kick for Liverpool. Referee has allowed play to continue, and Gabriel Jesus is coming forward now for Arsenal. Canate is there, and I don't think Szoboszlai's going to be happy about that, because he felt sure he should have had a free kick. And now Frimpong goes down, and so too does Dominic Szoboszlai. And it's going to be a free kick for Liverpool deep inside their own half. Well, the referee's got a yellow card out here. Well, it's for Mikel Arteta, and that is for leaving his technical area. I mean, I think Mikel Arteta's made a recent career out of being outside his technical area in that manner. And he is yellow carded. He's playing with fire here, Arteta, because he's right on the edge of his technical area once again. It is going to be Canate who smashes it long. And it is now Gravenberch who heads it forwards. Virgil van Dijk to Canate, and it's going to drop now for Conor Bradley. He doesn't have much on Conor Bradley, and so he just wedges the ball forward looking for Florian Wirtz, and Florian Wirtz is penalised, and he can't believe it, because Florian Wirtz had scampered away. Ball was moving, so the free kick's got to be taken again, much to the frustration of the home crowd. It is Gabriel, he finds Saliba. 84 minutes played at the Emirates. Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0 is the score. And Arsenal have the ball now with Gabriel. It is a nice turn, though, from Lewis Skelly. Lewis Skelly feeds it to Gabriel Martinelli. Martinelli's ball across the face. It's going to go beyond everyone. And the ball's out of play anyway, I think, because the flag is up on the far side. Martinelli might have been offside, actually. In any case, the yellow card is also shown by Anthony Taylor to someone else. Yeah, it's a yellow card for a member of the Liverpool coaching staff. And Anthony Taylor now is happy for the free kick to be taken. 85 minutes played. Alisson smashes it long. looking for Cody Gakpo, wanted a free kick, he's not going to get it. Arsenal have the ball outside the centre circle. And it is now who have given the ball away through Declan Rice. Arsenal have no shot in the second half. Milos Kerkez will take the throw just to the shy of the halfway line in the left back slot for Liverpool. Milos Kerkez will take it. Milos Kerkez hoists it long, looking for Cody Gakpo. It's going to be Alexis McAllister who gets a touch on it. Alexis McAllister now left hand side for Liverpool. I'll try and throw in for his side here because there's no one with Alexis McAllister. It will be Urian Timber who goes down, and it's going to be a goal kick for Arsenal. Still no substitutions for Mane Slot. Go way back for a Premier League side not to introduce any substitutes since the 5 substitutes change. Virgil van Dijk wins the header and finds Cody Gakpo. Cody Gakpo now goes down under the challenge of Timber. And Timber helps Cody Gakpo back onto his feet as the rain continues to come down in North London. Milos Kerkez is going to take the free kick, but in fact it's going to be Virgil van Dijk to take it right on the halfway line. And Virgil van Dijk to Konate. Konate zips it to Frimpong. Frimpong back in field to Conor Bradley. Conor Bradley goes all the way back to Alisson Becker. And Alisson Becker smashes it long and finds Cody Gakpo. And Florian Wirtz tried to get on the end of it, couldn't quite do so. And Florian Wirtz is trying to win the ball back for Liverpool. He can't do so though. And here come Arsenal, and Virgil van Dijk wins the challenge really well. Alexis McAllister rolls it to Ryan Gravenberg. Ryan Gravenberg now to Dominic Szoboszlai. And Dominic Szoboszlai thought about playing it to Frimpong, chose not to at the end. Just slows the pace of the attack down. And Alexis McAllister collects. McAllister to Bradley. Bradley to Konate. Konate to Virgil van Dijk. Milos Kerkez then left-hand side. Milos Kerkez down the line to Cody Gakpo. And now Milos Kerkez will scamper away with it on that left flank. And it is Milos Kerkez who has it for Liverpool. And Milos Kerkez back in field to Gravenberg. Gravenberg to Virgil van Dijk. And Liverpool just dominating possession as they have done throughout the entirety of the second half. Ryan Gravenberg collects, and Ryan Gravenberg to Cody Gakpo. And now Virgil van Dijk. And Virgil van Dijk scoops it forwards. That's really poor from Virgil van Dijk. It's going to be a goal kick for Arsenal. Well, there have been moments in the second half. A couple of pot shots from Dominic Szoboszlai. Madueke's ball across the face. Probably the best moment of the second half fell for Jeremy Frimpong inside the area when he couldn't pick out Florian Wirtz. And Arsenal come away with it. It's going to be a throw-in for Arsenal on the left-hand side. Skelly is going to take. And Lewis Skelly will take the throw on that left flank. He feeds it in towards Eze, and Alex McAllister is going to get penalised. He might get a yellow card as well, Alex McAllister. Indeed he does. Argentine goes into the notebook. So, third yellow card of the season for Alexis McAllister. Declan Rice now has the ball outside the centre circle. Finds Gabriel. Gabriel now to Martinelli. And Martinelli has the ball on the left-hand side and finds Gabriel. Gabriel feeds it now to Eze. And Eze to the right of centre goes right-hand side and finds Madueke. And Madueke against Milos Kerkez, and Madueke trying to find and dance away past Milos Kerkez. It is now Saliba who collects, and Saliba to Madueke. It's going to be 4 added on minutes at the end of the 90. Madueke against Milos Kerkez. Madueke back in field towards Saliba, who's got a bit of time and space to pick out his cross, and does. And there's the header, but it's safely into the arms of Alisson Becker. And it's hurled out straight away, looking for the run of Jeremy Frimpong. And Arsenal with the ball straight back, and I'm not sure Liverpool wanted Alisson Becker to hurl it out in the manner in which he did. It is now Lewis Skelly who finds Martinelli, and Martinelli now against Conor Bradley, and Martinelli goes on the outside. It is Martinelli for Arsenal. Rain lashing down. Martinelli's inside the area. Martinelli's effort, and Alisson gathers, and Alisson stays down with this one. I think Liverpool, they would have taken 0-0 before the game started, and we'll certainly take 0-0 now. Well, it is David Raya who has the ball now. Saliba, we played one of the additional 4 minutes. There's still certainly time for one of these two sides to pinch it. And at the moment it looks more like Arsenal because they've had a better spell the last 5 minutes or so. Here's Gabriel. It is Gabriel now for Arsenal, and he finds Martinelli. And Martinelli against Frimpong. And there's the ball in from Martinelli, but comes off Frimpong, and now against Szoboszlai. And Gabriel Martinelli looking for a yard of space on that left flank. And Martinelli infield towards Gabriel Jesus, but the free kick goes against Gabriel Jesus. You can't believe it. And so it will be a free kick for Liverpool inside their own penalty area. And as it stands in the Premier League, Arsenal will be going back 6 points clear at the top of the Premier League table. Liverpool being 4th on 35 points. And they home against Barnsley in the FA Cup next, then home against Burnley before travelling to Marseille in the Champions League. It's gone very thick and fast, don't they, this time of year? Of course they do. It is scooped away towards the halfway line, and Conor Bradley is going to put the ball out of play, and Conor Bradley's done something to his left knee here, and well, Conor Bradley's gone down clutching his left knee, and Martinelli now picking a fight with one or two, and Gabriel Martinelli is going to get yellow carded because he pushed Conor Bradley off the pitch. Well, Gabriel Martinelli pushed Conor Bradley off the pitch, and Conor Bradley was clearly injured, and he's going to need a stretcher here. So we play 3 of the allocated 4 minutes. Gabriel Jesus and Kanate having a chat. Ibrahim Kanate has got another yellow card. And 0-0 remains the score in the final few seconds of this one. And Conor Bradley's left leg just completely went his left knee, I think, under the weight. And then Martinelli threw the ball against Conor Bradley. And then pushed Conor Bradley off the pitch. And, well, it's all a little bit ugly, this from Gabriel Martinelli. Well, I think it might be the left ankle that he's done, Conor Bradley. And, well, final few seconds of the game here at the Emirates. 0-0 the score. Well, Conor Bradley has got his hands over his head. Joe Gomez is now on. So, final few seconds of the game, and Lewis Skelly with the throw. And Lewis Skelly now to Gabriel. And Gabriel to Saliba. And Saliba gets the ball and finds Gabriel. And Gabriel then just floats it towards the edge of the penalty area. Kanate will win the header. And Kanate is there, and Frimpong collects two. And Mikel Arteta is there to play ball boy. It is now Gabriel. And Gabriel collects now and feeds it right hand side for Zubimendi. And Zubimendi feeds it infield towards Gabriel, and then Gabriel to Saliba. And Saliba finds Yuri and Timber, and all of a sudden Arsenal now might have an opportunity on the right flank. And it is now Gabriel, and now Madueke right hand side, and it is Madueke trying to find a way through, and Arsenal won a corner, and we know how good they are from set pieces. Well, Madueke is going to take the corner. Played 6 of the allocated 4 minutes. And wouldn't it just be like Arsenal to pinch one here? It is Madueke who takes the corner kick, left-footed into the penalty area, but beyond everyone it's going to be a goal kick, and the game's going to finish 0-0. Gabriel was there, and the full-time whistle does indeed go. It is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0, and well, a game, there were few and far chances really. The closest that either side came was when Conor Bradley struck the crossbar. Arsenal will stay, although go 6 points clear at the top of the Premier League table. Liverpool will stay in fourth. Pretty uneventful game in the end of the Emirates. Finishes Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0.